Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chase Media channel. Today we're gonna be flying the 7800 BBJ2 configuration, and we're gonna be continuing our journey from Saint Martin over to Bradshaw International Airport. This flight is going to be also a very short flight. The flight level is going to be very low. We're going to be using for today's flight Microsoft Flight Simulator provided ATC, and we're going to be using also the FS2 crew as an assistant for our flight. As for the comments, I'm not going to be able to see any comments on Facebook, so if you are watching this stream on Facebook, you are more than welcome to join us over the YouTube or Twitch if you like to join the chat. Okay, so if you like my livery, also you can download it in the link in description below on my YouTube channel. So there's that, and with that being said, let's jump right into the cockpit and start setting up for a flight. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna want to go ahead and turn on the battery. Emergency lights, ground power, and parking brakes are set.
Check.
Let's start setting up.
Roger.
It's a beautiful airport here in Juliana, Princess Juliana. Okay, so the aircraft initializing. The first thing we're gonna want to go ahead and do is to call on the fuel truck. Let's go onto our plan there. So this is our flight plan. Very short flight. So we're gonna be needing 8 tons of fuel, so that's gonna be, to be exact, 8 tons. 8242. Here the fuel truck is arrived, and we soon will be able to start the fueling procedure. Okay, let's start fueling up. Very good. With some catering services. Oxygen tested 100% on both sides. Navigation switches, light switches all look great. Configuration warning horns. 1 is okay. 2 is okay as well. Both are working fine. Okay, let's move on to the MCQ.
I'm out for the walk around.
Good, so he's out for the walk around. We're gonna be configuring our FMC for now. So we're currently at Princess Juliana Airport, which is Tango November Charlie Mike. So Tango November Charlie Mike over here, and we're gonna be applying our flight here. This is gonna be a short flight, a bit longer than the flight we did yesterday, but it's also not that long. For the pressurization, I'm gonna leave it at auto for now. Okay, so route uplink is ready. Let's load it up. Route uplink is loading. Let's activate the route departure. We're gonna be departing via runway 10, and we're gonna be using the Juliana 2 departure via S-fan transition. Hit execute. For the arrival, we're gonna be expecting an RNAV approach to runway 7. And direct to Zapka. Right, so for the cost index, to the flight is gonna be cost index 28. For the result, that's gonna be a 2, and 0 fuel weight is our weights. 51.70 fuel weight.
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes.
Thanks.
And the crew is already on board, there's no need for that. Hello, hello, how are you been? Welcome to our another short flight here from Juliana to Bradshaw International Airport. This flight is about 15 nautical miles. It's pretty short one too. Okay, so planned fuel for a flight, that's gonna be 8.2 ton, right? Yep, 8.2. And the flight level planned for today's flight is gonna be 3,500 feet. Wait, okay, so we have altitude constraint. Let's see. Above 5. Okay, so we will request from the ATC to change it to 5,000. Simbrifair generated our altitude at 3,000 feet, but it's pretty low. I'm good, thank you very much. So the average wind will be at 65 degrees and it will be at 40 knots. That hits execute. Transition altitude will be 5,000. Takeoff. So for takeoff we're gonna be using flaps 5 with the CG of 23.9. This is our expected V speeds, even though we're gonna be recalculating those in the tablet. Right. Back to the FMC, let's see that the payload is not yet. The people is not yet on board. The G6 is supposed to load it up. Oh. We'll see if it's not gonna happen then. Gonna do it manually. Anyway, let's move on onto the MCP panel. Let's go onto the charts up and let's unload this flight from yesterday and import our flight from today. Okay. Very nice. Juliana, Princess Juliana International Airport.
I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
Alright, so in case we're gonna need to return, we're gonna use a VR Zulu approach. So let's set our influence towards that. So 9-6 on my final approach. The V2 is gonna be expected to be is 43 knots. 140. Over. The first altitude we're going to be selecting 3,500 feet. Probably that's what we're gonna cap. At first, so 096 on the first officer side as well. Auto throttle is on the flight director's mind is master is a slave. Alright, so VNAV and LNAV are armed. That's good. Let's continue on to the radios. We're gonna be tuning the VUR station here.
Glide slope.
Which is 110 decimal 0.
Wind shear.
1130.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Pull up. Airspeed full. Airspeed
And on the other side as well, 113
Sync rate.
decimal
Pull
0.
up.
Gonna set
Terrain.
it to
Pull up.
the 80s
Don't
is
sink.
at
Don't sink.
127 decimal
Too low.
65.
Terrain.
127.
Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps.
So decimal
Too low.
65
Terrain.
for the
Glide
80s.
slope.
Bank angle.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Set it to active.
2,500. 1,000.
In our destination airport,
500.
we're gonna be creating the
400.
ARNA 2 runway
300.
7.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30.
We don't
20.
have any 80s
10.
available there.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain.
Okay, so the fuel truck is finished fueling us up, so we can go ahead and release it.
TCAS test.
What about the
passed.
payload? It's still well, probably that's gonna be updated after they load it up. We'll check that soon. Let's go to our tablet here and
Hi, here's the
Right.
fuel slip.
Thanks.
Welcome. Have a nice flight.
load up our flight plan here. So for the departure, we're gonna be needing this chart, and we're gonna be needing the VR Zulu chart. Reference, we're gonna take this one as well. For the arrival, we're gonna take this chart here. And for the approach, we're gonna have the Arnav 7 approach ready for us as well. For the reference, we're gonna take this one, Arnav 7. Alright, so those, let's import this. Okay, and also let's set those to be ready for us as well. On 7, importing the aircraft, and that's good. Let's get some weather.
Juliana Airport information Alpha 1000 Zulu. Wind 074 at 6. Visibility 6. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,600 feet, few clouds at 5,000 feet. Temperature 27.
Lucky we have our first officer on
Altimeter
duty.
tree 0.00. Visual runway 10 in use. Landing and departing runway 10. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Alpha.
Okay, so it's not set our Simbooth did not set our weights for some reason. Not Simbooth, the payload. Let's see, why is that? GSX and GSX settings. Okay, never mind that. Okay, let's set those parameters ourselves. So let's go back to our flight plan. So we have 48 passengers on board. Two 65, 46 on the side. Okay. Okay, now that's gonna be a good time to go ahead and recalculate it, our takeoff speed. So okay, so our V speeds are gonna be V1 is gonna be 138. V rotate is gonna be 139. And V2 is going to be 145. Right, so those are takeoff speeds. Okay, so we're gonna be eating the most of the runway in our destination airport. Right, so let's go ahead and turn on the APU. And we can also request the clearance delivery from clearance delivery. Juliana clearance delivery. Request the IFR clearance.
Juliana clearance delivery Chase 1 IFR to Bradshaw, ready to copy.
Bradshaw, okay.
Chase 1 is cleared to Bradshaw Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 10 climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Departure frequency is 128.65, squawk 4553.
4, 5, 3.
Chase 1 cleared to Bradshaw Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 10 climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Departure on 128.65, squawk 4553.
Yeah, that's gonna be a very short flight.
Chase 1 read back correct.
A bit longer than yesterday,
Contact ground
though.
on 118.7. Good day.
Okay, so let's start our briefing. This is gonna be our first flight of the day. We're currently underway. The procedure will be via SID. APU is not required, and yes, it's not required. Thrust will be rated. Bleeds are on. We are underway. There's abatement is not required. We're currently at the gate. Pushback is required. Threats. Terrain will gonna be plus some grid. Okay.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be a standard pushback and start off the gate. Taxi route will be as assigned by ATC. It'll be a left seat takeoff, using rated thrust, planning a flaps 5 takeoff. Anti-ice will be off. Above 80 knots, we will reject for fire, engine failure, loss of control, or wind shear. The crew member noticing the abnormality will clearly state the problem. I will call reject or continue. If the decision is to reject, I will close the thrust levers and disengage auto throttle, observe or apply maximum braking, raise speed brakes, apply maximum amount of reverse thrust consistent with conditions and bring the aircraft to a complete stop on the runway, stow the speed brake, and set the parking brake, advise the cabin, this is the captain speaking, remain seated, remain seated. I will then perform any necessary memory items or checklists as appropriate. If an evacuation is required, I will initiate the evacuation checklist. In the event of an engine failure after V1, we will continue the takeoff, rotate at VR, call positive rate gear up, and cancel the master caution. There will be no other calls below 400 feet. At 400 feet, I'll call for a roll mode, then call confirm the failure. If required, we'll perform any necessary memory items, climb at V2 to V2 plus 20 to 1,000 feet AFL or TOCA, whichever is higher. Retract flaps on schedule. When flaps have been retracted at or above flaps up maneuver speed, call for level change if VNAV is not engaged. Set max continuous thrust, and call for the appropriate emergency checklist. We are under our maximum landing weight, so we are okay to make an immediate return. The departure routing will be via the ATC assigned SID, complying with all published speeds and altitude restrictions. No noise abatement procedures required. LNAV and VNAV are armed. Flight directors are on. Mine is master, yours is slave. Navigation radios are set. The NOTAMs and the aircraft defect log have been reviewed. The local terrain poses a threat, so we will treat all GPWS terrain alerts as genuine. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Departure brief complete.
Okay, so I'm gonna set some markers here. Tango Kilo Papa Kilo. Tango Kilo Papa Kilo. Okay, and I would like 5 nautical miles from it, and I would like 10 nautical miles from it, and I would like 15 nautical miles from the airport. Okay, good. Pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Navigation transfer and display switches. Normal. Auto. Windows heat. On. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments.
Heading 006. Altimeter 3000 set.
Heading 3006. Altimeter 3000. Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Pre-flight checklist completed.
Alright, very good. We have about
Hi guys, here's the load sheet for you.
thanks.
No problem. Have a safe flight.
So we're going to be departing in just a few minutes here.
In front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartments. If you need assistance, contact the flight attendant. If you are unable to accommodate any item in the cabin, please bring it to the boarding door and we will check it for you. Also, review the safety instruction card in your seat pocket. If you are seated at an exit seat, also review the exit seating criteria.
Okay, let's request a taxi.
Juliana ground Chase 1 with Bravo ready to taxi IFR.
Chase 1 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 10 using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 10 via taxiway Alpha Chase 1.
Okay.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Yes.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
Before start checklist.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. MCP.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
V2145 heading 006, altitude 04,000.
Takeoff speeds.
V1138, V3029, V2145.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision light on. Before start checklist complete.
Start sequence is 1, then 2.
Check.
Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an
Yeah. Sometimes he interact with the first pilot here.
In an emergency, lights will illuminate
The
the aisle.
dogs barks and the first pilot check.
Pressure panel will open and
Okay, so we're gonna need our nose.
remain seated with your seatbelt fastened.
Nose to the left, please.
Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing push.
Cover your nose and mouth with the
All
mask.
engines
Place
clear.
the left
Start engine number 1.
above your head and tighten by pulling up.
Starting engine 1.
Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device. Pull up and remove the cushion. Upon exiting the
Oil
aircraft,
pressure.
place your arms around the cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin or lavatory. Cabin lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located above your seat. Thank you for your attention.
Starter cut out.
Starter cutout. Number 1 stable. Check.
Start engine number 2.
Starting engine 2. Oil pressure.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brakes are set.
Waiting your confirmation for our good engine start.
Okay. Starter cut out.
Starter cutout.
And number 2 is stable.
Number 2 stable.
Alright, so number 2. Flaps 5.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear. Tow track disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Flight control check complete. Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice off. Isolation valve auto. Engine start switches continuous. Recall.
Checked.
Checked. Auto brake. RTO. Engine start levers.
Idle detained.
Flight control.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Clear. Before taxi checklist completed.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Let's wait for the cabin to get ready. Clear left.
Clear right. Flight deck. Okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin is secure.
Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Flaps 5, green light.
Stabilizer trim.
4.8 units.
Before takeoff
Juliana
checklist
Tower,
completed.
Chase 1 ready for departure runway 10 IFR to Bradshaw.
Chase 1 altimeter 30.03 wind 064 at 8. Cleared for takeoff runway 10.
Cleared for takeoff
Check.
runway 10 Chase 1.
Runway entry procedure.
Okay. Cabin crew, take your seats. Clear on the approach. Ready to go.
Juliana Tower, JFL 34011 miles west, inbound visual runway 10 approach. JFL 340 Juliana Tower. Altimeter 30.03 wind 064 at 8. Cleared visual runway 10 approach. Cleared visual runway 10 approach JFL 340.
Approaching 10. On runway 10.
Takeoff.
Thrust set.
Airspace alive.
– 80 knots.
Check.
B1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
B2.
Positive rate.
Yep.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. $400 feet.
Chase 1 contact, San Juan Center on
Flaps 1.
128.65.
Speed check.
Good day.
One 128.65 Chase 1.
Flaps 1 set.
San Juan Center Chase 1 is at 2,000 feet, climbing 4,000 feet.
Chase 1 San Juan Center altimeter 30.03. Continue as planned.
Flaps off.
Speed check.
Chase 1 climb and maintain 5,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 5,000 feet Chase 1.
Flaps up, set.
Set flight level 050.
Flight level 050, set.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds, on, packs, auto, landing gear, up and off. Flaps, up, no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Happy to release the cabin crew.
Okay.
Okay. 1,000 to level.
Ladies and
engage the autopilot.
Autopilot on.
Balance our fuel just for a bit.
Center fuel pumps off.
Okay, let's load up some forecast. What do we have for the runway 7? Okay, this runway is a right-hand traffic pattern. Okay, visual vertical guidance provided by PAPI. 3.45 degrees on the left side of the runway. This runway has displaced threshold resulting in usable landing length of 7,339 feet, which is okay for us. And let's slow down. Okay, too fast here. Just a bit, so we can have some time to prepare. Okay, so Mr. Approach altitude is 3,000 feet. And minimums
Chase 1, contact Bradshaw, approach on 119.6. Good day.
MA 1270.
Going to 119.6, Chase 1. Bradshaw approach Chase 5,000 feet.
Chase 1, Bradshaw, approach altimeter 30.00. Continue to descent as planned.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
The arrival routing will be via ATC vectors for an RNAV approach, planning a flaps 30 landing. Decision height is 1270 feet. Missed approach altitude is 3,000 feet. Taxi route in will be as assigned by ATC. We'll be arriving at a remote stand. Descent speeds and navigation radios are set. Airport NOTAMs have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our
Flight deck.
please make sure your seat back is
Maintain
retracted.
present
Okay,
heading
thanks.
and altitude. Expect
Cabin to
RNAV
cabin
runway
is secure.
07 approach via Spada transition cleared to Spada Chase 1.
Report overhead bins. Please turn off all electronic devices until we are safely parked at the gate. Thank you.
That's good. Horizon East 151. That's gonna be 30. Okay, let's run through the descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude is 150 feet. Recall. Check. Auto brake. Level 3. Landing data.
VRAF 151. Minimums 1270 feet.
VREF 151. Minimums 1270 feet. Approach briefing.
Completed.
Descent checklist completed.
And here are destination. Thailand.
Chase 1 descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Chase 1.
Descend and maintain 3,200 feet, chase 1.
Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters
3000, sir.
3000. Set. Approach checklist completed.
Set course my side 071.
071. Set.
Set heading 071.
071. Set.
Set course your side 071.
071. Set.
Flaps 1.
Chase 1 descend
Speed
and
check.
maintain 2,000 feet. Descend and maintain 2,000 feet, chase 1.
Flaps 1 set. Thousand to level. Radio altimeter alive. Cabin crew, take your seats. Check.
Set Mr. Approach altitude.
3000. Set.
Flaps 5.
Speed check. Flaps 5 set.
Bradshaw. Contact Bradshaw Tower on 118 decimal tree when inbound on the approach. Tower on 118 decimal tree, chase 1.
Gear down, flat 15.
Speed check. Gear down.
Bradshaw Tower, chase 19 miles southwest inbound, RNAV runway 07 approach.
Chase 1 Bradshaw Tower.
Flaps 15 set.
Altimeter tree 0.00, wind 085 at 12. Cleared on a runway 07 approach.
Cleared RNAV runway
Flat
07
30.
approach, chase 1.
Speed check. Check. Flaps 30 set.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
Continues.
Speed brake.
On.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Flaps 30 green light.
Landing checklist completed.
Chase 1 wind 085 at 12. Cleared to land runway 07.
Autopilot off.
Cleared to land runway 07, chase 1.
Approaching minimums.
minimums. Minimums.
Minimums.
Continue.
Approaching 07.
1,000.
1,000 feet. Stable.
$500.
500 feet.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up.
900
Reverse your
meters
swarm.
remaining. 600 meters remaining.
Auto brake disarm. 60 knots.
Chase 1 exit runway when able.
Okay to clean up.
Roger.
Chase 1 contact ground on 121.9er. Flight, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until
Going to
the engine
121.9er, Chase 1.
The aircraft is parked. Thank you, Captain. This will be your indication to descend to the bulk cabin, gather your belongings, and depart. We'd like to thank you for flying with us today. We appreciate your visit and hope to see you again on a future
Approaching 25.
And thanks.
On runway
Right there.
25. Flaps, flaps.
Gonna see how about the FPM 100. The landing was at 155 FPM, which is good. I think we could have landed a bit earlier though. But as long as it's under the 200, I will take it.
APU on the buses.
Thanks. My goal is to get the average below the 200 FPM. My current average is 220 FPM per minute. So I wanted to be below that.
minutes.
Let's say 6 maybe. Just closer. Alright. Let's get on the landing right monitor. Lights and doors.
Check. Cabin crew disarm doors and cross-check.
We have 2.
Roger.
Shutdown checklist.
Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps off. Probe heat off. Hydraulic panel set. Flaps.
Up.
Parking brake.
Released.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off.
Off. Shutdown checklist completed.
Secured aircraft. Secure checklist.
Secure checklist. IRS off. Emergency exit lights off. Window heat off. Packs off. Secure checklist complete.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Alright, so this was a very short flight for us here. Let's review this flight from the Valletta up. Atlanta landing rate is quite different than the landing rate monitor, but I found that the landing rate monitor is more accurate than the Atlanta FDM. Airplanes here. All right. Yeah, that was a very short flight, but I think we have more of those short flights upcoming. The next destination is gonna be the Tango Foxtrot Foxtrot, Punta a Petre La Rosette Airport, which is also gonna be a short. Sorry, no, yeah. That's gonna be La Rosette Airport. This is also one airport in the Caribbean islands. Let's take a look at the airport there. So that's gonna be a Tango Foxtrot Romeo. So Tango Foxtrot Romeo. This has quite a longer runway. We are right now here, and this is our next island. I think we're gonna be doing that today later on. So this is our next destination. Alright, thank you very much for joining in. Anyway, I hope to see you later on my next streams. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope yeah, as I said before, to see you next time. And that's it. If you like my livery, anyways, you can download it in the link in the description below. I would much appreciate if you could like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and reach for future streams to come. If you are watching that, also please consider to leave a like or a comment in the video page. Alright, so that's it guys, and I hope to see you next time.
Passengers bus is coming.